the tragedy that rends her life into before and after, and her romance with an American girl, which has unexpected consequences. Okay, so. All right, hello, my fellow readers. Today we are going to be doing my June TBR. Now, I do feel like May kind of flew by only because I was on vacation for like 3 weeks and I just feel like May got away from me. But we are here. It is June. It is Pride Month and I'm so excited. But before we get into picking my books for June, I want to give you a little bit of an update for my May TBR. Now, I have completed both my buddy read and my book club pick like I always do, and then also almost all of the May picks that I chose last month. I will say I'm in progress of the Lena Dunham memoir. I'm kind of doing that, and then one other book that I'd love to complete by the time May ends, but it is currently May 25th, so I have hope that I can get both those things done. The memoir is just a little bit of a hard thing for me. I'm on chapter 4 of the audiobook, and honestly, I just like every time I like open Spotify, I just don't want to listen to it. But I will get it completed. I am promising myself that because I would like to finish it. So maybe tune back in when I do my wrap up to see if I actually finish them. But I will say, like, I always finish my TBR, so it is a little bit odd for me not to have finished all the books on my TBR, but hopefully I will get it done, like I said. So, anyway, in terms of my June TBR, we are going to be doing it a little bit different because it is Pride Month. And I just want to read all the queer books this month. All right, first and foremost, let me start with my buddy read for the month. It is Girls Like Girls by Haley Kiyoko. The film, I believe, is coming out this month, and so it's always a good time to read it. And I feel like this is just going to start off my Pride Month with a bang. The only book that I will not be reading that is not like queer at all is my book club pick because I did not pick it this month, and that is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. So there you go. I do not have that. I will pick it up hopefully today actually because Barnes& Nobles is doing their like double stamps rewards, buy one get one 50% off hardback sale. So hopefully I will get that today because I'm planning to go to Barnes& Nobles today. But yeah, just keeping that in mind. So the other thing that I will kind of pop up on the screen is the books that I'm like looking forward to in June. There are a few missing just because I ran out of space, but you know, it is what it is. And those are Waist Deep, which is a translated fiction, and then I think that's actually the only one that I missed. But I'm gonna be looking at it on my phone. You guys will have a beautiful screen up there. But yeah, there's just so many. There's a few that will be read on my Kindle, all of that. But it's just good to have kind of what are the new releases coming out? What can I read? What can I buy? All that kind of stuff. I'm so looking forward to NIMH. It's not even crazy because it is marketed as like Call Me by Your Name meets, oh my gosh, what is the book that it's compared to? Like it's Call Me by Your Name meets something, and I'm so excited. Let me look it up real quick because I feel like I have to tell you. It's NIMH by Sophia Montrom, which I feel like you guys saw. So it's Call Me by Your Name meets Elena Ferrante. It's about a young girl who spends summers working at her family's time-worn Italian, is it a grotto, I think? The tragedy that rends her life into before and after, and her romance with an American girl, which has unexpected consequences. Okay, so definitely a Call Me by Your Name vibe, and I feel like I have to read that before the summer's up because it's definitely giving me summer vibes. But anyway, that's kind of like the landscape of the month. Now, I did put in queer prompts. I don't know if you can actually see it on camera, but yeah. I think next time I'm going to print on the white side because one side's tie-dye or like rainbow and then the other side's white. But anyway, that this works for this month. I'm always going to probably have queer prompts in here moving forward because the only reason why I wasn't picking a ton of queer novels was because I was saving all of them for June in specific because I wanted to have the most amount to choose from. I did go to San Francisco on my vacation and I went to a bookstore in the Castro called Fabuloso Books. If you have not, if you have access to go to San Francisco and have not been to this bookstore, please go. They have like other books as well, but they do have a huge selection of queer books that I have not been able to find anywhere. I did get a few kids, like children's queer books as well, but maybe I'll do a collection of my queer children's books maybe one day because I do have a fair amount. But yeah, I put all of my queer books on the top shelf, which is why there's some up here just because they didn't fit. I have, oh, John of John. This is actually a signed copy because I got it at Fabulosa's Books and they had a signed copy. And I was like, immediately, yes. Like, that's the one I wanted to find anyway, but there are quite a few that I just couldn't find anywhere. So yeah, I actually have two signed copies on the top shelf of this, which never really happens, but the Book of Luke and John of John's are both signed. Anyway, now I've like been rambling your ear off. Let's actually get this started. I am gonna pick 6 prompts as per usual. I'm sure this section of the TBR cart is gonna be far less by the time we meet each other again for this video in July, but I'm definitely hoping to add to this, obviously, because there are quite a few coming out. I don't want to read through all of them, but I do read a fair bit. I think I read like 23 books or so, 24 books this month already. So, and I'll probably finish the last couple that I'm reading. So, I do read a fair bit. Although my job does start to pick up now it is summer because I work with kids and I don't work with them in a school setting always. So my job seems to pick up during the summer because I get more hours because kids are out of school and they want me to come help. So I don't know how much that's going to impact my reading time, but we shall see. Anyway, let's pick one. And then also my regular prompts and summer prompts will be going back into this in July. And then for summer, like the summer prompts, I don't know why I'm giving you like a whole rundown, but for the summer prompts, I'm also going to keep them in until September because I live in Southern California. So like it'll be summer even in September. So just know that we will still have 3 months of summer prompts. It's just they're going to be a little bit delayed. Anyway, let's get started with this. I don't know what the TBR jar is going to have for me. I'm a little bit nervous, guys. Let me actually let you see. Okay. So, let's show you what it looks like. Okay. Another nonfiction prompt, guys. Because I had one obviously last month, which is why I have not finished the book for the Lena Dunham memoir. But anyway, I think I only have one on this list. I want to double check. Hold on. Actually, my great grandfather dance actually might be a little bit of a nonfiction, but it's more poems than it is nonfiction. So the only one I have to choose from is Beach House, and I have to like cover this because actually I could probably just blur it out when I edit because like there's a little nude person on the front, so I simply cannot show you. But it looks like this. I will blur it out. But it is a memoir from what I believe. Yes, it's a memoir. It talks about immigration. It talks about it's 1996, which is the year I was born. And they're like it's the legal part of what it means to deny same-sex couples the right to marry, the right because they also lose immigration and they talk about immigration policies and all of that kind of stuff. So I feel like this book is going to be very different than the Lena Dunham memoir, of course, and I'm also just super excited to read this because I do think it's going to touch on something that I really love, which is queer history. So that's for nonfiction. Next, prompt number 2. That was really easy because I only had one option, okay? There's some ones that I threw up here that also like are kind of like not technically queer books but have queer characters, so that's also why some of these like I don't know might be interesting. I don't know. Okay. I'm hoping that this is going to be. Can you guys read this? Okay. Book with a rainbow cover. Okay. I honestly think there's probably only one on this, but let me show you the options. Actually, I think there's 2. Okay. All right. This is not really a rainbow though. Actually, let me look if there's any like coming out that have a rainbow cover. I don't think they do though. Yeah, definitely not. Okay. So this is probably the most accurate, which is a home YA type of novel, and then Girls, 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 which is this one. This is like rainbow adjacent. It's really not rainbow. But you know what? I make the rules here, so I get to decide what's rainbow, okay? Um, I think like two, if this might have had purple on it, I could have. No, it doesn't. Because I could make the argument that they're. I'm gonna like rearrange these ones so they're not like falling over. Okay. Um. Anyway, so we think those are our two real options. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. So, okay. I have Candy and Things Theory and Girls, Girls, Girls. Don't know why I'm looking at it again to think that any of my options have changed. Okay, so here's my thing about this. This is poems, and I'm not like obsessed with the idea of reading poems, but I will do it, okay? Because I just can't say in my conscience that this is rainbow, even though I want it to, because this looks so, so good. I believe this is also, huh, ironically, this is also set in 96. This is also set in Long Beach, New York, and I am in Long Beach, California. Very interesting. I'm gonna leave that there. Maybe we'll pick it, maybe we won't. But for a book with a rainbow cover, I'm gonna pick this, which I feel like, come on now, come on now, that has to be accurate. From what I know about this, yeah, I don't really know much of this. There is a non-binary character in it. But I know it's done in all poems. So we're gonna find out how we feel about that, guys. All right, we have 2 down, 4 more to go. I feel like I've been talking forever, but you know what? It's okay. It's my channel. It's fine. Okay, next. We've got an interesting selection, I think. Obviously, I'll probably read more of these than I'll pick, but we'll just see. Okay, is that... Okay. Book with family chaos. Well, there's a few options. Actually, is there a few options? I don't actually think there is. Oh, wait. No, I have 2 options. Okay. That might actually be classified as this, but this is more romance, I think. Okay. So I have Henry Henry, which I believe is family. Yes. Yes. Okay. Actually, both of these I got both of books, actually. So I have John of John, and I have Henry Henry. Both, I believe, are set in the UK. I believe this is set in this is the Isle of Harris, which I believe is part of the UK. I'm not sure if this is like, I don't know if this is like historical. I actually don't think it is. Anyway, okay, I have 2 options. If I'm like reading the backs, for whatever reason, I just kind of am like being called to this. I think because I was like looking for this the longest. So I think I'm gonna pick this. I believe this is like a remake of Shakespeare's Henry V. Yes, I believe. Anyway, I'm gonna pick Henry by Alan Bratton, which I'm very excited about. You can't tell me. The amount of times I walked into Barnes and Nobles to find that book and couldn't find it was ridiculous, and then I just found it randomly at Fabulous Books. Okay, shows you kind of where this stuff is. All right, we're halfway done. Again, I have been talking forever, but that's okay. Okay, next, let's try to mix it up. It's like it's Memorial Day, and it's for the first time, it like actually feels like summer here. Okay, let's open this up. Okay, young adult. All right. Well, the perfect option would have been my rainbow book. Guys. Okay. Let me look through what I have. I think that's probably classified. Let me look at what Nymph and Girls are classified as. I think they're probably classified as literary fiction, but let me double check because both of those are good options because honestly, I don't really have anything. Well, I guess this technically, I don't know. I think this is more literary fiction though. Let me look. Um, does anyone wonder why the Barnes and Nobles app is so slow? I don't know why I'm not just using Fable. Okay. Let me. I could probably just use Fable to make this a little bit. But anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's literary fiction. So let's look up. I doubt this is young adult. I don't know what I'm gonna pick for young adult because I don't have a ton of young adult anymore because I read through them very quickly. Literary fiction, okay. And then the only other one that I wanted to look is, which I feel like I received an arc of this copy or this book actually. Anyway, that's fine. Do you ever think like I feel like I'm what? Okay, well, let me look up this book because apparently there we go. Okay, what are you classified as? Okay, it's classified as a coming of age and contemporary fiction. So I think we're going to pick Girl's Girl by Sophia Feldman. Only because I do think that is like literally the only one I have in this because nothing else is young adult. Yeah, nothing else is young adult in here. So that's that. We got a fair bit of we have interesting books because I do think I was a bit worried because I don't have a ton. Actually, no, I have a lot of WOWs, which is actually very rare for me because a lot of times they're not as easy. Okay, two more. I feel like that was very anticlimactic because I didn't really have any other options. Why do I just like shake this so much and then I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, you guys can see it. Poems. Okay. I guess we're gonna have two things of poems this month, guys. Um, this is shaping up to be an very interesting reading month, but this is the one I wanted if I would have gotten this prompt anyway. So there we go. It's My Great Grandfather Dance Ballet. This, I believe, is also, yeah, this is a memoir as well, but it's kind of like mixed medium in some ways. Like, some of them are poems, some of them are short stories. So this one's like very interesting. So yeah, we're gonna pick this. I had to like special order this book online because quite literally I could not find it anywhere, but it's like so thin. But I'm very excited about it because I do think it's very interesting. Yeah, I just don't 120 like four. Oh wait. It's 118 pages, guys. Okay, well, we're gonna go with that. So for poems, it's My Great Grandfather Dance Ballet, which doesn't surprise me because that is definitely what I wanted to read anyway. And I believe this is my last one. I mean, I'm sure obviously I'm gonna read more, but I'm very excited. It's shaping up to be a very interesting reading month for sure. We have a lot of different types of books here. Okay, last one. Oh, backwards. Romance. Okay, so we don't have too many options. We have the Book of Luke, and then I believe Get Over It, April Evans by Ashley Herring Blank. Don't fall, don't fall. Oh, and we have this. Okay. And we have a few on our little sheet. This is not working. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we have the Book of Luke. which obviously, yeah, still says sticker. It says signed edition. In the Case of Heartbreak. And then we have Get Over It, April Evans. And then let me check like our little like sheet that I have for new releases. But I don't think I'm gonna pick any new releases because why would I do that? Okay. Crossing Lines, that's a romance. Father Material is also a romance. Puff is a romance. The Call Up is a romance. Home Ice is a romance. So I could kind of pick any of those, but I will say I want to kind of pick things off my TBR cart. So I want to look at like the diversity that we have here. And then that's going to be Girls Girl. So we have, what do we even have here? WLW, gay, non-binary, gay, WLW. Okay, so I think I don't want to pick another. I feel like because all the books that I have like saved anyway are like pretty like men heavy. So let me pick. So if we're being real here, out of these choices, is this gonna fit? No. Out of these choices, I'm gonna pick Get Over It, April Evans because I do want like another WLW, guys. Like I don't want to only read like male like MLM books. Not that I don't love MLM. I just feel like this is just that's just the best. So I still have a fair bit of books. I don't know like how much I'm gonna get through. I don't know any of that. I guess tune back in July for the July TBR and we'll see. Although these will probably be moved down only because I do have 2 other whole racks of books that somehow fit actually in 2 whole racks. Anyway. Alright, that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments what queer books you're reading or what you're reading in the month of June. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Bye!